Let's just do it. Removing my wallet. Removing my keys. My keys didn't want to be removed. They weren't so excited to be removed. I've already removed my shoes. Don't you worry, the strip show will end soon. It's not going to get any more revealing than that. Oh, it's actually cooler than I expected. I was dreading coming out here. Hello, Julie Flanagan. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Anita, Rochelle. It's going to be maybe a quiet, maybe Coffee with Ken isn't the viral sensation I hoped that it would be around lunchtime. Maybe you guys are done drinking your coffee for the day. Maybe you'd totally forgotten about Ken and his coffee show that he does every morning. A show that he did not do this morning. He woke up deep in sleep and kind of out of it and laid there and just kind of decided it wasn't a work day, so I didn't get out of the house right away. I relaxed. You've got a haircut appointment in 2 minutes. Perhaps you'll need to call your barber and tell your barber you're going to be late because Coffee with Ken is on. He will no doubt understand because perhaps he's already watching. He doesn't want to waste his time cutting your hair while Coffee with Ken is going on. I'm sure. It's funny. Sometimes I'll see guys with not much more hair than me, and they actually go to the barber because they want it trimmed and taken care of and done right or whatever. And I go, why don't you just shave it? Why don't you just shave it? Save time, save money. Don't know if you save anything else, but time and money is enough, I think. It's a girl barber. That's true. I never really went to a barber when I'd go to the beauty school when I was in high school. There was a beauty school where young I guess I was going to say ladies, but there were probably gentlemen there as well that wanted to eventually be beauticians, would learn how to learn their practice. And they wouldn't charge you a ton. I think the haircuts generally came out good. I remember them bathing my head and rubbing my scalp and getting all the same delicious smells of the more expensive hair cutting places. For a fraction of the price. But anyway, good morning to you. And Angelo, thank you so much for following the live creator. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is, what day is it? It is Tuesday morning. It is August 22nd. It is 11:45 a.m. Happy Tuesday to you, and good morning to you, Sarah. Thank you for joining. This is a show I've been doing for a long time. It's a show I almost do every day. I always feel a little bit out of sorts if I miss it. I had somebody message me this morning going, hey, I missed your live show. How'd your daughter do at the cross-country meet? And I'll get to that in a moment. But it's just kind of funny that anybody cares enough to reach out and touch base and I don't know, follow up on my little drivel stories that I go through as I experience life. Hello there, Deanna from West Virginia. Great Lajes sent like 55 likes. I appreciate that. I've already got 189. I don't know how it even works. I don't know how you send 204. How do you get like 15 more? 219? It's going up like something. I don't know. It's going up very quickly. Jill Finch, thank you for following the creator. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for a long time, and it's a show I do that means a lot to me, and I get to kind of dump my life problems on you. I've got a lot of problems. Somebody listen to me. Help me. No, I don't have any. I don't think I have any. I mean, I might have a couple more problems than the average teddy bear. But I don't think it's anything I can't handle or anything I haven't experienced with before. And I feel really good, and I feel like I'm on a good path, and I feel like I'm doing good things, and I think Coffee with Ken helps. And I've done a lot of good things for myself, like go see therapists from time to time. I have a therapy appointment today at 3. And I think I'm looking forward to that, but I'm always a little nervous. But it'll be okay. So anyway, tips on going bald. Go bald. Shave your head. Shave your head. Good morning, Keith, in Montana. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, and I'm super excited. I brought an old friend back that's been kind of hiding. I've been drinking out of Starbucks cups. I didn't do my coffee show. I was feeling a little lethargic this morning and wasn't ready to hop on and go live. And I had an appointment this morning, so I went to the appointment. But, I planned ahead. Did I plan ahead? I brought my Yeti, my purple Yeti, which you haven't seen in a while, and my mug, which you certainly haven't seen in a while. And it's a fairly warm day where I'm coming at you. I'm currently in Bolingbrook at Wayland Lake. I'll show you where I'm at in a minute once I take my first sip of coffee. But anyway, I'm hoping that while I was in my appointment for a couple hours this morning, that my Yeti sealed in a warm car stayed nice and warm. I'm not totally sure. But I'm going to pour myself some coffee. Might spill a little on the table. I got a little steam coming out, so we must be doing fairly well on the heat. Got a little bit left. And I'm so excited to have a cup of coffee in front of me, a nice hot cup of coffee. And my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, it's the pumpkin spice. It's the pumpkin spice. I have an urge to do a pumpkin spice dance. But I can't. I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to dance. And even if I did know how to dance, what would a pumpkin spice dance really be all about? What would it all be about? What would it look like? I mean, I bet you this won't be the last time that I have pumpkin spice for you. Hey, thank you for sending me Heart Me Bloom. I appreciate it. And I'm getting roses. Wow, this is nice. You guys are a very generous crew today. I've got 1,600 likes, and I'm getting roses and heart badges and all sorts of nice things. Maybe it's because of the coffee, and maybe it's because of the pumpkin spice. Let's find out. Let's have a little bit more. Oh, it's so good. Again, I've been drinking Starbucks a lot lately, and drinking the dark roast with cream that I get at Starbucks, and enjoying it, not complaining. Love their free refills. I still think their price, even with their growing prices, I pay now $4.01 for a venti cup of coffee, but it comes with a huge ice water, which I always get. And they give free refills, and the experience is nice, and they don't rush anybody out, and they're always very kind and friendly. And I don't know what my point is, other than I've been enjoying Starbucks coffee at Starbucks. It's nice to be drinking out of my very special Coffee with Ken mug, and feels good. So let's have a little more coffee. What is behind me? I was driving back from an appointment, and again, I live in Naperville, Illinois. I like to do a lot of walks, and I like to go to various forest preserves, and I am currently in Bolingbrook, Illinois, on the way back from my appointment at a forest preserve called Wayland Lake. And it's a lake I fished at a bunch before. I've never caught one fish in that lake. I've never even had a bite. But I know my stepson goes with his grandpa from time to time. I don't know if they catch anything. I know there's big fish in there. And I know it's a beautiful, beautiful lake. And it's a nice size lake. And I don't know, it's probably a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles around. It's a nice walk on a pretty day, and it's a gorgeous day today. But a real beautiful place, and it was on my way home from my appointment. And yeah, so I thought I'd stop here. I debated doing it in my car. I was talking to a friend, and I said, friend, I'm thinking about doing the Coffee with Ken in my car. I was also thinking about going to Whalen Lake, and they said, go to Whalen Lake, that'll be pretty. I believe in scenery. To which I responded, my concern is that the more prep work I do for this show, the less real it is. The easiest it is for me is when I've got my phone and I push the button and I go live and here comes the viewers and I'm ready to go. Versus, I don't know, driving to a lake, actually bringing out my mug and bringing out my purple Yeti that I got for Christmas from my beautiful girls. Speaking of beautiful girls, my daughter Erin had a cross-country meet last night. It was interesting because we're getting like heat alerts where I'm at in the Midwest. I live in Naperville, Illinois. For those that don't know, it's a town of about 145,000 people, about 35 miles west of Chicago. And we're getting some heat alerts, and they're supposed to be over 100 degrees later in the week, and that rarely happens here in Illinois. We get into the 90s maybe, 5 or 10 times a year probably on average, but rarely do we crack triple digits. But anyway, it was a kind of warm day yesterday, but not crazy warm. And my daughter Erin, who runs for Oswego East High School, had a cross-country meet yesterday. And they actually canceled the open race because of heat warnings. And I tell you what, by the time she went, her race didn't start till like 7:15. It was a beautiful night. There was a little breeze. It was just getting dark, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful night for a cross-country meet. I think she did well. She ran a PR. She started off strong, and I cautioned her, don't start off too strong, but she was running up with varsity for the very first time. And it's so easy once your adrenaline is pumping. I don't know if anyone out there has ever run any races, but it's hard to contain yourself and to start off at a reasonable pace. You get so much adrenaline, so much excitement, and when the gun goes off, you're sprinting. Think of all the times I used to do that. I was always a pretty good runner, but there were so many times I'd sprint out to the lead and hold the lead for as long as I could, and sometimes I was fortunate and could hold it the whole way, but there were other times that didn't go so well, and I'm going, crap, I'm only a mile into this race, and I'm getting pretty tired. And then the pack would come and get me, would gobble me up. I'll tell you what, that's not a way to do it. That's not a way to do it. I used to compete against York High School. They are probably a legendary high school program in terms of cross country. The late Joe Newton was coach for a bunch of years, an amazing amount of time, probably from the 60s to till maybe 10 years ago. He was the head coach over at York High School, and they had a phenomenal program, disciplined program, and they'd win state, 5 out of 6 years on average. And they had a very familiar uniform, and their guys at the state meet would always start out at the back of the pack. They'd run together as a team, and they'd save their energy knowing that, the pace they needed to hit, and would eventually gobble up the field and find themselves to the front of the pack and end up winning the meet. And a lot of times their individuals would compete or get up, tops guys in the state. So just a great program. And I guess my point is, it's not how you start, it's how you finish or how you run the race. Hello from Thailand. And a little bit I try and draw inspiration from that, but admittedly, I would be one of those guys that'd be winning the race and then go, and they'd come run me down from behind, and that wouldn't feel too good. So start slow. Erin, if you're watching, or Erin or your team is watching, start a little slower next time. You can't win the race in the first 200 yards. No, I didn't, Stuart. Great question, though. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm so happy to be drinking my pumpkin spice out of a mug. Feels good. Feels good to be out here today. And again, it's just a beautiful day. And it's my day off work. I work at a local super Target. I was a realtor for 17 years, kind of doing a reset in life and trying to get some things going again in life. Thanks, Julie. And I don't know what my point was, other than I'm not working today. Even though I had a very important appointment I just finished. And even though I had a more important appointment with you all right now, drinking some coffee and doing a little talking. Does Starbucks have pumpkin spice in the store yet? I don't know. I would assume you can get a pumpkin spice latte, but I don't know. I believe I did a live taste test of a pumpkin spice something last year. I'd never had one. I had never had one. And obviously I'm a guy that does a coffee show and talks a lot about coffee and drinks a heck of a lot of coffee. And I'd never had one till last year, and it was good. It was good. I don't think I'd want it all year round. If I was going to get a fancy drink, I generally get the mocha. But I really got hooked on pumpkin spice last year, and I'm excited to see it in the stores. And really looking forward to consuming a heck of a lot of coffee this fall and this winter, and just kind of enjoying life a little bit going forward. So let's have a little more coffee. So I don't know what I have for you today. I was had some downtime during my appointment this morning, and I'm like 2 weeks behind on editing my live videos. I always go back and rewatch these and cut these into shorts for YouTube and TikToks and Reels on Facebook. And it's more work than you'd think. It is more work than you'd think. Just having to listen to myself that much is tiresome. But I got some guys coming over. They look like they want to have a picnic. Hola, ¿qué onda? Nada, eso, hace bien tiempo hoy. Sí, muy lindo. I like to practice my Spanish whenever I get a chance. Just did a video about working in a restaurant. One of the ways I've stayed in touch with Spanish is working as a waiter for a few different stints post-college. And a lot of times there's a lot of Mexican guys that cook the food in the back. And I don't know, it's always fun chatting it up and, again, practicing your Spanish and learning a little bit and staying in touch. And I think they got, I would imagine somebody would appreciate that, I don't know, I take the time to learn it or remember it and what have you. Jenga asked where I was a waiter. I've been a waiter at several places, Jenga. Good question. What an interesting name you have. I was a waiter for the very first time at a super fine dining as Champaign, Illinois can have, where, the athletic program, when they were recruiting guys, would bring them in, or kids from all over central Illinois would come and have their, prom dinners there. And it was called Top of the Inn. And it was like a 21-story roundish hotel restaurant. And at the top, it had beautiful views, all, 360 degrees around. And it was funny because I was like a 21-year-old kid at the time. And we would bring out a cooking cart and cook like steak Diane, a couple desserts, peaches, Melbourne, or cherry jubilee, and a few other delicious meals in front of them. For those that know me, I got shaky hands. Let me tell you, my hand skills are never great, or have never been great. So me cooking in front of somebody on one of those flame carts was always a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm surprised I survived. I also was waiter at a awesome Italian restaurant named Clara's Pasta in Woodridge, Illinois. Between 2000 and 2005, I kind of kicked around and tried a few different things. The nice thing about being a waiter is you can kind of make pretty good money. You can kind of make pretty good money. You got to work hard and you got to hustle. And, it's not something I'd want to do for the rest of my life. But if you're between jobs or thinking about other things, or you're needing extra cash, it's good to have in your back pocket that skill. And again, I worked at Claire's Pasta for a couple of years. And about 10 years ago, I worked at Outback Steakhouse after my first divorce. Divorces are expensive. For any young man or woman out there with romance in their heart and in their mind, I don't know what my advice would be for you about this, but divorces are expensive. That will be my advice. Divorces are expensive. Hello, TD. I'm doing well, Edward. You're a retired chef from New Orleans. Good afternoon, Captain Kenny. How are you? Are you still driving through New Jersey today? I so hope you are. I hope you're having a great day. I'm a little late for you today, but I'm still drinking my coffee. I brought the Coffee with Ken mug out and thought I would enjoy a cup with you guys this afternoon. I got a little left in my Yeti. Might as well pour it in. See if I can finish it and see how the rest of my day goes. Thank you, TD. This is, I bought, I don't even know how many, a few hundred of these about a year and a half ago. And I would give them out to people kind of as a kickstarting of the Coffee with Ken. And it just felt so good. It was right after Christmas time. And sometimes I'd give them out to strangers. There'd be a couple times I was sitting in a coffee shop and I'd see a young lady crying to her friend. It looked like maybe she got, I don't know, my imagination went wild. I assumed she was getting dumped or something or was having problems in life. And I'd sneak off to my car, bring back a mug and hand it to her and say, hey, sometimes a new mug makes me feel good. And it just felt so good. And I dropped them off at people's houses. And again, I think it was a good investment just for me. At the time, I needed kind of a spiritual boost. And just giving out these mugs felt really nice. Am I working today? No, I'm not working today. Tuesdays are my day off, or one of my days off. They're the one consistent day I have off. I have my little nugget of love Tuesday afternoon and Thursday afternoon and Sunday all day. I've got 4 beautiful children, 2 older girls from a first marriage, Erin and Morgan, and 2 beautiful little babies from my second marriage. And that are beautiful that I get to see this afternoon. I'm looking forward to it. Well, thank you, Bloom. You're being sweet. Hello from Arlington Heights. Arlington Heights is a pretty cool downtown. Cool town. Had the horse track. The horse track's closed, I think. I think the horse track's closed, and that kind of saddens me because it was such a beautiful thing and a beautiful place to go, and watching thoroughbreds race around a track is just a beautiful thing. The sound they make and the smells of the horses and the excitement of the gambling. It's like a day without sunshine. Captain Kenny, can I quote you on that? Can I quote you on that? What do I do for work? Radio? It's funny, I just posted a video. I didn't post one, but again, I was editing these lives, and somewhere buried in a live video I did about 2 weeks ago, somebody said, what do you do for a living? Are you a life coach or a guru? And I laughed and go, guess again. No, I stock shelves at Super Target. And I just think that's kind of funny. It's not a long-term plan, but it's a stepping stone in my life as I learn a little bit about some things and a little discipline and a little bit of nose to grindstone and doing what you have to do. And that's kind of where I'm at. And it's part of a reset that I worked out with a different therapist back around Christmas. I was talking to her about the struggles I had, that I had to go through a divorce, and I was going to have to move, and I was going to have to get a new job, and I was going to have to do all these painful, yucky, ugly things. And it was starting to weigh me down, and I couldn't imagine taking the steps to get through them. And she goes, well, just look at it as a reset. I mean, easy for her to say. She's not the one that's going to have to do the reset. And let me tell you, a reset's a euphemism for getting your butt kicked severely. I don't know if euphemism is the right word, but I like the word. Anything that ends in ism is pretty cool to me. And again, have gone through it and finalized a lot of the painful steps. And it's been a challenging year, but a year I'll look back on with some pride because I made it through and kept going live, even on some days I didn't want to. And I kept drinking my coffee. Oh, well, thank you, Danielle. Or Daniel. But anyway, it's a beautiful day, and it's Tuesday afternoon, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the rest of my day, and drinking a little bit of coffee, and seeing my little babies, and going and talking to a therapist, and getting a good night's sleep, and I'm going to be back working tomorrow, and take it moment by moment and day by day, and keep moving forward and keep doing our best and keep loving on ourselves and forgiving ourselves and I don't know. You guys are chatting. I got distracted. I was trying to wrap it up, but I was reading a conversation you guys were having. But anyway, I so appreciate you guys for joining today. It means a ton to me. I think a lot of us need to learn some self-kindness. I think we are our own worst critics, and I know for most of my life, the voice inside my head was a very, very negative one, and was really mean or cruel to myself. And now, at least, if I catch myself even going, oh, you're stupid, or you're silly, or that was dumb, I catch myself and go, oh, no, it wasn't silly. It's just something that happened. And I'm getting a lot better at catching myself a little quicker and forgiving myself and working on myself. And, one more thing. You guys know I joined a gym on, I don't know what day. I worked out 4 straight days, but I'm going to take a day off today. I know you need to rest your muscles, but I was running every day, and I used to be a good runner, but I'm not a good runner anymore. And I've been running like 1.5 miles and sweating my buns off and feeling really tired, and my legs are hurting and my body is hurting, and I'm looking forward to a rest day and getting back at it tomorrow and feeling a little stronger. What watch am I rocking? I appreciate that you use the term rocking. What watch am I rocking? I'll tell you, it's not an Apple Watch. It is not an Apple Watch. If I answered all the questions about the watch, I got more questions about my watch than I do about my kids or my career or the beautiful area I'm at. I should get some more exotic watch. It's not that exotic of a watch. People always go, is it a fake Rolex? No. Can you screenshot your watch? Well, okay. I mean, if you really want to, I'd rather not talk about the watch the whole time, but there, screenshot it, do what you will. Snap, crackle, and pop it. Beep, beep. I'm almost thinking like somebody's going to come and get me and steal my watch. I don't know if just showing a watch on a video is dangerous. And it's been stolen before. Not this exact watch. Not this exact watch, but the same version, which inspired me to get it again. So, do you have people out for you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, do I have people out for me? You got to be fairly cool to have people out for you. I think there was an episode of Seinfeld, and it was like bomb-worthy. And Jerry was asking George, oh, you think you're bomb-worthy? Like George thought he had somebody hunting him down. And George responded, oh, yeah, I got a lot of people who'd like to see me, you know. And I feel that way a little bit. I think if you are, I don't know. I think probably the most famous or most out there or most bold-spoken or whatever people are also probably the most resented. And, I mean, you guys can ask questions. You guys are free to ask questions. Seems to be a discussion out there of we want a Q&A. I thought it was always about the Q&A. I thought the Q kept the A going and kept the conversation going. Otherwise, I just sit here and go, coffee. Sunshine. Walking is great. I traded Aaron Rodgers for Klay Thompson. Wait a minute. Now, I haven't watched much sports lately, but I'm pretty sure that Aaron Rodgers plays football and that Klay Thompson plays basketball. Can you trade between sports? Any cool plans with the kiddos later? No real plans. It's tough, and I'll tell you this, I'll touch on this real quickly. It's tough being a divorced dad because I think there's expectations that you need to do something super cool. And what you long for as a dad that doesn't spend as much time as he'd like with his kids is just kind of the quiet time, the home time, watching them play with their stuff or play with their siblings or, I don't know, feed them yogurt. The best times, are just those little simple times. At least I think so, or at least those are the times I miss. I could always still take my daughters to the amusement park or to the playground or what have you. But I think as a divorced dad, you miss out on the, the regular times. And those are the times you miss the most. And those are the times that make my eyes well up with tears. And I was watching a video of mine the other day, and I was talking about just sharing pretzels with my son. And and how he'll grab one, and sometimes he'll offer me a pretzel, and sometimes he'll pull it back and bite it, and sometimes he'll let me share it, and if he does, we clap, and he's so proud of himself that he shared a pretzel with Dad. I'm so proud of him too. He's a little beautiful angel, and I am blessed again with 4 children, and gets to spend so much time with my son Augie is a treat for me. And let's have one more sip of coffee. I want to thank you guys so much for joining. I so appreciate you. So appreciate this format. Hope you follow my page. You follow me on other social media platforms. And I don't know, hope you like some coffee and you like some conversation. I go live most mornings, usually about 6 o'clock. But I'll pop on from time to time during the day if I have something to say. And more often than not, I have something to say. And I enjoy doing it, and it always feels good for me. And I feel like it's an important kind of as therapy for me. But again, I like to hone my skills and practice this format and maybe get into public speaking or get into motivation or coaching or something at some point. And so I'm enjoying the journey, and I hope you do as well. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you had a great night's sleep. Hope you're excited about your Tuesday. You're feeling good. You are loving yourself. You're forgiving yourself. One more view. A beautiful Whalen Lake. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.